So the reason why we picked the title for this, you know where I got that title from?
Where'd you get that title
from? Where when I was like 12 or 13, something like that, there was a magazine, a Hustler or a Penthouse. I think it was Hustler.
Okay.
And I guess it was a Canadian chick. And, you know, obviously you know what she was doing because, you know, Canadian bacon is more like slices of ham. You know, so, yeah, exactly. So you have to think about what she was doing when she's asking in Hustler. This is not Playboy. This is not the classy one. This is just like, you know.
No.
And she's saying, how about this Canadian bacon, boys? You know, you can imagine it made an impression. And with that, we're in the garage.
Cash me outside, and how about that?
Let me just, because it's so in vogue right now. Let me just tear down the fourth wall just for a second. John is so excited about this. He's like absolutely giddy to do this.
No, it's well, I mean, part of it is we're going to do some catering to our Canadian fans. We've been getting a large influx of Canadian fans, so we're going to talk about Canadians today.
Is that all?
But also too, because I was thinking about this because we're going to do the show the way I was going to do the show, and I've never forgotten that. But I think it's kind of like it's a shame. Our kids, our sons, have kind of lost a rite of passage.
Yeah.
That was from a porn magazine from like when I was, and my friend had when we were like 12, right?
Okay.
And they'll never know about having to get porn. You know, oh my God, you got some porn? They'll never know about having a stash porn. They'll never know about having their porn stash. Hey guys, look at this. You know, and you know, you weren't even, you know, like this is before you even were beaten off to it. You were just
oh
look, boobies. You know?
Boobies and hey, look, something we're not supposed to do.
The fear of your mom finding it.
Yes. Right, because you had to come up with like creative spots or creative stashes for things.
I never had my mom find it. My mom never found it, but I was at two friends' houses when their mom caught us with it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Yeah. Oh, we just went back to do whatever we were doing. Yeah, you know, like I complain about my kids where they don't listen to shit, but like fuck man, I would go over dudes' houses. I was always over their houses all the time. I moved around a lot. I was like a nomad. But like I would go over fucking dudes' houses and like we would never listen to anybody. But do you think though that they're missing something from not having that you know, if you were ready access to whatever they want?
Yes.
Yeah, they're missing something. Yeah.
In the annals of time.
In the annals of time?
Yes, exactly. I don't think it's going to matter really, because we could sit there and go, oh man, you know, like having a VHS tape, man, that was real, man. And then the dudes that had 8-track and the sound is more pure, man. You know, like, but fucking DVDs and now even fucking streaming everything is so convenient.
Yeah, it is, but that is true though. Steve Jobs told that to Neil Young, and Neil Young's Canadian, by the way.
Oh, see, another tie-in. I want to look at the list later. I cheated.
Yeah, you cheat. Yeah, but you'll be surprised though. That's one why it's a good topic. You know, like your favorite Canadians or famous Canadians, because there's a lot of people that are Canadian that you don't realize Canadian. Everybody just thinks they're American.
Yes. Yeah, especially when it's like they're famous for being on like American television or, you know, mostly American based and whatever with studios and everything, movies and stuff like that, you know?
You always have the same, oh, they're Canadian? Oh, they're Jewish?
Oh, shit, that guy's Canadian?
Yeah, and it's not like South Park where you can tell where they're Canadian because they're like this.
Their heads
are like disjointed from the bottom of their jaw, you know? You could tell right away.
Terrence.
Hey, babe. What would you do if you found your son's porn stash? Tell me to fix it.
And he doesn't mean mustache.
Tell me to fix it. I guess she's. I tell me to fix it. I guess she's telling me to fill in the back issues.
Now, son,
You have December.
this is a pathetic collection.
Make sure the pages aren't stuck together. Just pass it down.
You have October and January here. What happened to December?
And remember, don't make mom clean up your tissues. You have to take care of them.
Yeah, don't get on the magazine. That's not how we treat things here.
You know what's funny is like I'm sure kids nowadays they it's not like when like us we had to, like you said, we had to hide our stash or whatever. Now kids can just kind of get rid of it, right? They can watch it and get rid of it right away, because they streamed it, right? I'm so sure that they still fuck that up, because just like we fucked it up when we were kids and our moms still caught us, I'm so sure they still fuck it up. They still leave it up there, for their parents to see.
Something else in fucking browser history.
It's definitely true.
The browser, exactly. It's just clear your history.
The only thing where you might be wrong about that, right? Because generally you think, yeah, that's probably true, because but the only thing is that technology moves so fast, right?
Right.
And it's amazing how all of a sudden you're fucking the old dude that doesn't know how to figure shit out, and they're just like doing whatever. No, Dad, this is what you got to do, and you're like, yeah, how you type this, Sonny? I had a guy in my office today that was the same thing. It drove me, and I wanted to fucking kill myself.
But then again, though, is anybody are we really at our best after we've came? I think we kind of we lose a little something. We're not. I tend to think
that I'm at my best just before that.
Yeah. Well, but
most focused.
But you can't get rid of it just before that, though, right? So it's right after that where you forget, like, oh shit, I got to get rid of it, and then you don't get rid of it, So you just kind of leave it up there, and then it's like, oh shit,
Like you're waking out of sleep mode, and it's like it was like in the middle of the video, so it's the screen hasn't even popped on, but you know how the sound comes up there, and you just hear oh, and you're like, oh shit. You can't close the window because the screen hasn't popped on yet.
Right, and then you got to make believe it's like a pop-up ad or something.
Yeah.
Oh man,
virus, go away. Oh Jesus.
You know what else like kids are missing? And this is like it's a crazy thing I found out recently, that LPs are selling, and so are cassettes, believe it or not. And reason being, there's two reasons for that. There's the age of the baby boomers. They love their records and they want to kind of relive that from their youth. But also millennials are buying records because they feel like they're missing out. They feel like they want to, because everything's been handed to them, all the streaming and everything, even going back to the Napster days, it was like, well, music should be free. Now they feel like they're missing out, and they want to actually hold a tangible, LP.
Well, I think we talked about it last week, right? I mean,
did we?
Shit. Well, somebody, like, people always talk shit about me because I still have CDs. Like, oh, you use CDs? What's the matter with you? Like,
I still have them too, and they sound great. Yeah,
exactly. I bought CDs the other day. I will continue to buy CDs as long as
like you in the car. You refuse to listen to a device. You need to listen to the CD. Right?
It's not that I refuse to.
You refuse.
There's a couple of things. One, like, I'll listen to Pandora, right? I'm not going to pay for a service like that when I can have the radio. I'm not going to pay for a service like that. Yeah. So I'll put on Pandora. But Pandora, they'll play the same 3 songs from the band that I wanted to hear, and then play everything else from like shit that I don't want to be bothered with.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't sit there driving, click another thing. No, I don't want that song. And then listen to the fucking ads the whole time.
Yeah. And then if you keep like, changing all the songs, after a while, it tells you to change, like pick a different channel. It tells you to like make up a different channel. So,
but the thing is,
because it fucks up the algorithm, exactly.
But you can't start, if you have a channel, right? You can't start liking songs on it, because if you start liking songs on the channel, right, it will start happening. It will start playing all the songs you like from all your channels. So Yeah. I don't know why it does it. I just noticed that that started happening. Once I start if I have a channel like I like fucking Mumford and Sons, right? So say I had the Mumford and Sons channel, I can't actually listen to the Mumford and Sons channel because I've liked so many songs on there that I never actually hear Mumford and Sons.
That's retarded.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the dumbest shit ever.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to say that anymore.
Right.
That's so.
Yeah, it's dumb. But the thing is, another thing that too, so like if it's a song, if it's like if I'm listening to classic rock, right, and I hear a song, and then like if it's an album I used to listen to a lot, then I'm going to be thinking I'm going to be in my head is going to be the next song that's on the album, right?
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then when some other random song comes on and it's not the next song on the album that I'm wanting to hear at that point because I got into the other song, then I get fucking annoyed. I would
disappointment.
Right? It is. It's like an irritation. It's like fucking.
It's subliminal too.
To me, it feels like when you're singing a song and you forgot the words. You're like, how the fuck did I forget the words of that song?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually use Spotify, and the nice thing about Spotify, you can do the you can search for like a genre, and like Pandora, it'll be like, all right, you like this song, then this spider webs into whatever, right? But with Spotify, you can just pick a band and get a best of or a shuffle of like their playlist and just listen to one. Whereas Pandora, they never let you just listen to one band. Like it's got to be about the learning experience, and I like that. And I do like Pandora, and I like maybe not how it's evolved over time, but like the concept of like, oh, you like this song? Well, hey, how about you listen to this one? Oh, you didn't like that? Oh, okay, cool. But what about this one? Oh, okay, you like this one? How about this one? Yeah, you like this one too. Yeah, I kind of see a pattern developing here, and it kind of creates this playlist. And sometimes that was really fun in the beginning,
but not when they fucking start doing it where where you're not hearing the band, you actually put the station on to hear it up, and it's ridiculous. It's preposterous.
The first song is the band that you wanted, right? Like you said, Mumford and Sons, and then you can go like another 7, 8, 9 songs before hearing Mumford and Sons again. It's like,
so what am I doing? Why am I bothering? Right, exactly.
And I can understand if you pick an obscure.
Did you say a band? Did you say a band or the band?
Who? When? Maybe. I don't know.
The band is Canadian.
The band. There you go. That's right.
I was surprised. I was surprised to hear that they were Canadian. Walt probably already knew that.
No, I didn't know that about them. No.
Now, one thing though, I have to say, and anybody can correct me if we're wrong, because a lot of these lists seem like bullshit. I don't know if like Canada is starting to seem like Oklahoma to me. Like they're dying for an identity. They don't want to be. They don't want to be just the people that are next to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have certain things. Because like it seems like there are people that were not born in Canada, but because they moved there when they were kids, now they're Canadian. They count.
Ah, okay.
So they're not Canadian born. So,
did they become Canadian citizens at least, or?
Well, yeah, but like Elon Musk, he's from South Africa. They claim him as Canadian.
So that's where that accent's from.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they have one of the things on the list was Alexander Graham Bell, that he's Canadian. But he was born in Scotland, though, or something like that. Yeah. I guess his mom get tired of all the dog fucking, so they moved to Canada. I do want to say though to our new Canadian friends, I do hope that you're not one of the Canadians that got frozen shit poured on them while they were eating their sandwich outside.
Oh.
Remember that was going around where that was going around the flying shit in Canada, the Canadian flying shit.
Remember they kept saying, "Oh, it's not the airplanes, not the
airplanes." Right? It was just magic fucking shit falling from the sky all over people.
Well, that's where you got to use your curling skills because you got to get down low and
you got to slide yourself along the ice to get out of there.
Exactly, and you evade.
You need sweepers to sweep the fucking shit out of the road.
Horrible. Shit. The inventors of Trivial Pursuit were Canadian.
Okay,
that's a smart board game.
That's interesting. Yeah. I don't think people know what Trivial Pursuit is anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't possibly, because people don't know shit.
I don't know. It's a stupid game. You just keep going around the board. You never fill up. There's holes, but like you never put anything in them.
Yeah, once you start drinking all
It
that
would be- it would
Flint
surprise
water,
me,
it's
though.
over.
Pamela Anderson's Canadian. Did you know that?
That I knew. That I knew.
I feel like I knew that, but didn't care.
What is Tommy
Dan
Lee's
Aykroyd's
dick?
Canadian.
Is Tommy Lee's dick
That I
Canadian too?
Well, I guess if she's Canadian, right?
Mhm.
And in Canada, you could be from somewhere else, but you only have to go into Canada to be Canadian and and become a Canadian citizen. Then Tommy Lee's dick, by being inserted into Pamela Anderson,
Exactly.
would be Canadian by their rules.
Several providences of her, by the way. She was in.
Provinces.
There you go. There you have it.
So hey,
BTO is Canadian.
BTO. Hey,
Yeah. Bachman Turner Overdrive, Canadian. Now, again, I don't know if any of this is true. This is just what I'm seeing on the lists.
right.
Other people have made lists of the famous Canadians.
He's
I know,
Canadian. He's Canadian. He's Canadian. I don't know if any of this is true, but he's Canadian. He's
If we're going hot blondes, Alicia Cuthbert is Canadian. I know that for sure.
She is Canadian. Yeah, she
Yeah.
absolutely is Canadian.
which
So,
one is
That's why she has
24. You ever see the original 24?
the girl next door.
Girl Next Door. She was the daughter. She was Kiefer Sutherland's daughter in 24.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're a hockey fan.
Yes,
She's
yes.
sloppy seconds, man. You're a hockey fan. She's sloppy seconds.
Okay.
Did Sean Avery marry her or something like that? And then she
Oh,
got
I
married
think-
to some other dude, and
I
he went
think
up to him in
so.
the game and said, "Has my sloppy seconds?"
I think so. I think something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Dude.
purposely leaving hockey players off the list because it would take up half the list.
No, it's just everybody. Even the American-born ones are Canadian now. The game just absorbs them.
Either that, or they're like transplanted Russians.
Yes,
Who, like went through Canada, to play hockey. But
skated through.
skated through. But
Huh. Scotty's trying to get in. He can't get in. So
Oh no, Scotty.
Russia's
Michael
Canadian.
Bublé is Rush Canadian. I love Rush.
Yeah,
I'm a
they're
huge fan.
Canadian.
Yeah, I knew about Rush.
Yeah.
Knew about Blue Blay.
Bublé. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about Bublé, but I mean, like, why would I know about Michael Bublé?
Isn't it bubbly?
I can't tell you that though. He actually sings a version of Spider-Man that I actually started singing to my kid every night since then. Yeah. No, it's a really cool version of Spider-Man. It's really good.
I'm sure it's
So,
very loungy sounding, right?
And I'm a fan of that kind of singing anyway. Clear, I like Sinatra and Dean Martin, a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of that stuff.
He's
So I think
actually
he's
a
good.
very nice guy, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
I never met him,
Oh, you met
but
him?
but like I've seen him in interviews. He's a very nice man, and he married an Argentinian model actually, who's very well known in Argentina. So
Well, there you go.
yeah. For those of you that don't know, I was actually born there, but I've lived here for after 7 months.
And then he was
at 7 months old.
and his plane flew over Nova Scotia, so Walt's actually Canadian too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I was on a cruise and we stopped in Toronto. I think that was one of the stops. So yeah, I'm Canadian too.
There you go.
So there you go.
That's how it
Toronto,
works.
I like Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
I don't know if this is actually endearing us to Canadians. They probably just think they were assholes.
They
But were
turned
Americans.
they
so
turned
probably
us
think we're
off
assholes
already.
anyway.
They turned us off already. No, but remember my theory. My theory is that they're just listening to accents from Queens and just that's why we're getting everybody
good
from
point, well
abroad.
made.
So yeah.
Making
Yeah,
fun of-
it's good. It could be like they aren't actually listening to the show. They're practicing for acting classes.
Yes,
they go take
for
over
the-
Hollywood.
For their dialect, yeah, exactly.
Right.
They're getting the dialect down.
Yeah, how do I sound like a couple of jackasses from Queens?
Well,
I have found 3 results for jackasses from Queens.
It's amazing. On YouTube, you can find anything.
we must be the trifecta from hell.
Just fucking Tom Selleck over here with his Mario mustache.
Yeah, it takes hard work to have that Mario mustache like that. I'm just glad I'm not fat anymore. I'm losing a bunch of weight. Pretty soon I'm gonna look like an Ethiopian.
How you doing it?
Although I don't know that I may not be able. Oh, I'm cheating. I'm not doing it in any good way. Fat burners, not good. Definitely not great.
Right.
But whatever.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, it's either that or die of a massive heart attack. So
yeah,
I think I'll take the fat burner.
Sure, why not?
Remember back in the day, Stacker too.
Favorite Canadians. First thing that popped in mind, and I put it right.
John Candy.
Fucking Rob Ford.
Oh yeah. Dude, that guy's the greatest mayor ever.
Yeah. One of our buddies, me and Carrie, did the show. One of her husband's buddies worked with him, whatever.
Oh really? No,
Canadian, and from Toronto. And he actually like volunteered or worked for the campaign for Rob Ford or whatever. So this one time, I don't know, we had one of those like fucking Rob Ford caught with crack or stories or whatever, and we're doing it on the show or whatever, and so he hears it and he's like, oh guys, I can't believe you guys were talking about Rob Ford. He tells us all the stories, blah blah blah, whatever. So he sends us like Rob Ford stickers and it's like stupid like Canadian paraphernalia and goofy shit. It was fun times covering that dude, man. He was a fucking rock star of a dude. And anybody that doesn't know him, you can Google him, whatever. Just imagine fucking like big, fat, like Chris Farley looking dude, but he was the mayor of fucking Toronto, a fucking major city in Canada.
No, he was a mess. Didn't they have him on camera smoking crack?
Yeah, not. I don't think it was smoking crack, but it was perhaps an exchange of crack.
Oh, buying crack.
He may not know about.
They definitely had a mayor of DC on camera smoking crack.
Yes. Yeah. Marion Barry.
Marion Barry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That fucking guy.
The best
shit.
I mean, really, when you think about it, being in government is not really that much of an accomplishment. I mean, you could be a crackhead and get elected mayor.
Literally.
Of a major city too.
It happened. But yeah. Rob Ford was always caught up in some shit, and it was one of those things too. Like I think because of his popularity and because of the scandal bullshit. Like I imagine for them, it was kind of like Rob Ford was almost like their version of fucking JFK, right?
I don't know, but imagine you lost to the crackhead. Like you're the guy who lost to the guy who smoked crack in office.
Yes, literally.
Like, what do you do with yourself? You don't run for office anymore.
You can't do politics anymore. You got to become one of those behind the scenes guys.
Like, imagine being that guy running against Trump.
You gotta smoke crystal meth or something and one up the guy.
Yeah, right.
You know who's Canadian? You know Emmanuel Creaky?
Emmanuel Shrieky.
Is that how you pronounce it? Whatever.
Yeah, Shrieky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, I'm very sensitive to this. Yeah, she's Canadian.
Yeah.
Who is she?
Like Moroccan descent, I think.
That's right. I thought she was like Lebanese or something like that.
Yeah, Moroccan descent, I think. But, yeah.
She is from Entourage, right?
Yeah, Entourage.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't miss her, man. If you've ever seen Entourage, she's like a landmark.
Oh, one of TMC the show's favorites, fucking Justin Bieber is Canadian.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right.
Dude, he was another one of those just fucking like train wrecks or accidents on the highway. You just fucking, you knew you shouldn't look at it, but you still fucking looked at it. We cover the shit out of him and his life on fucking TMC. It was so much fun.
I'm trying to look for somebody that surprises me that they're Canadian. Like, you know who's Christopher Plummer is Canadian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was interesting.
I didn't know that either.
I said before too. I didn't realize the Sutherlands were Canadian.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
It makes sense if you think about it.
Why, they just had that Canadian vibe to them?
They've got the Canadian vibe. Yeah.
Phil Hartman.
Because
Phil Hartman. Yeah, that was another one. Yeah, Canadian. Will Arnett is Canadian.
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah. Because most of the time it's actually accents you can't quite place. because you notice that if it's an American actor and they're just like speaking with their normal accent, you can kind of place where they are, where they're from, if they're from down south or the Midwest, or if they're from, from or the West Coast or something like that. But if they're Canadian, it's almost like something like you can't quite place that you think that might be Midwestern, but they're not quite Midwestern. It's a little different. So,
yeah, there's I don't know. I have family in upstate New York, and they have a odd accent up there.
Yeah. But it almost sounds like Minnesota or something like that, but it's different. It's still
different. Very similar to that. I can't imagine it's very much different from other people that are up in the north.
Yeah.
Especially in the Midwest and the north, I can't imagine it's much different. Like there was a bar I used to hang out with in Queens where there was a lot of people, a lot of Canadians just to go there and work there. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that they were here legally. Illegal alien Canadians, but they do exist. Yeah. They work in bars in New York City. But I had a lot of friends from there, and I would never say, "Oh yeah, you're Canadian." I could pick you right away.
Mm-hmm.
I would never know the difference.
Right.
Yeah,
it's like they live. You have to have glasses on to know that they're Canadians.
How about this one? Sandra Oh is Canadian, apparently.
I actually saw her in Manhattan once in Soho. That's so weird. I saw Sandra Oh in Soho.
See, now this one, I would need. Tommy Chong is Canadian.
I saw that. Yeah, that surprised me. I didn't know that.
I actually knew that, and I actually shook his hand.
Is it really? Is he really Canadian?
Yeah.
Or is he one of those again, like he lives there, Canadian?
No, a lot of people think that just because he hung around Cheech Marin that he was Mexican or something, but he was Canadian. And I actually shook his hand. I was years ago. I was on the George Lopez had a TV show called Lopez Tonight, and I was actually there. I was visiting L.A. and I went to Burbank and I saw the George Lopez Tonight show, and they put Tommy Chung in the audience, and he was in a different row, but he was actually kind of next to me, so I kind of reached down from above and I shook his hand, and he kind of gave me this look like, "Who the hell are you?" It was really funny, but he shook my hand. It was kind of cool, and I got a contact high normally, but yeah, no, I met him.
Would you cut off your hand for insurance money?
No.
Oh yeah, so fuck it. What? No.
Yeah, some a 21-year-old too. Like she was probably a beast because if she was hot from Slovenia,
yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, she'd be in a video or something by now. She wouldn't have had to cut off her hand, but she cut off her hand for $451,000.
That's not enough.
And
I kind of need these. These are important.
Yeah, and to me, like, I couldn't even entertain the thought of entertaining someone tell me why they did it for less than like millions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
1K, like,
I don't know what the number would be for me to cut off my hand. I don't know. It would be a lot.
Exactly.
You'd have to give me good money.
Entertain if $4 million was discussed.
I don't know 25 million. Would you cut off your hand for 25 million bucks? Maybe.
No.
Walt is a different Walt. See, Walt's passion is using his hands. Now, if he can only stop falling off the couch, he'd be fine.
Exactly. But here, I'll be honest. If this was like reality, right? And it's like someone could open a briefcase with this said money, right? 25 million. I gotta be honest. I don't know if I could do it, but I'm not saying no outright.
I'm not saying no outright. What about 50 million?
Yeah, I mean these are when now we have to think about the seriousness of this, right?
Right. Now you have to think 50 million. You might have
that could really do a lot of things.
Like, especially since, like, if you were on the job construction, right? I know a dude who got his thumb cut off and he only got like $600.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's either that or $6,000 and he spent the rest on hookers.
Severance package. Sorry, I had to.
Scotty, what's going on?
What up,
Hey,
Scott?
Scotty?
Hey, how y'all doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about Canadians.
Oh no.
Oh no!
It's a positive show. It's a positive show, Scott.
Oh, sorry. Like, oh, cool. Rock on, man.
Oh no, yeah, I love those dudes.
Tell us how you really feel.
I love the square wheels, man.
It's like, did you guys see? Oh fuck, what's the name of it now? It was like the Star Trek spoof movie with Tim Allen.
Galaxy Quest. I love that movie. I got
Galaxy Quest.
yeah, that's a great movie.
When he did that, it reminded me of the thing where they talked about like the whole race of aliens dying or whatever, and the one alien's just like, those poor people. Oh no. We're talking about Canadians. Oh no. Not those again.
It's like Planet of the Apes. Remember where what's his name goes? They goes to fucking planet, but it was actually Spaceballs, wasn't it?
No
Yeah,
Spaceballs you're thinking about, man.
Yeah, it was,
Coming out
it
of
was
the nose.
Spaceballs.
Oh, there goes the planet.
There's a lady in Florida who shot her husband because he snored too loud.
Let's before we go into that, we got to hit Scotty with the how much to cut off your hand.
It's true. How much would you cut off your hand for $50 million?
Which hand?
It's no, because he makes a good point, because I wouldn't cut off my right hand for $50 million.
I might do my left for 50 million.
I might do my left for $50 million. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Scott. They're gonna tax you at 90%, though.
Ooh.
Oh, that's well.
Hey, if this is a deal where I'm losing my hand, I'm not thinking it's going through normal channels.
They're gonna charge you 90% tax, and don't worry though, all the cars and planes will be gone by in 10 years.
No, I'm getting every penny.
Did you see that
in action?
Did you see that that chick that it was in Spain? She almost died because her boyfriend was on amoxicillin, and she sucked him off and fucking swallowed his nut, and fucking she went into anaphylactic shock, and they had to rush her to the fucking hospital.
What was it? Peanut allergy or something?
It was she was just allergic to penicillin.
Oh, that's what it was. Penicillin, not peanut allergy.
Yeah.
Peanut allergy though.
So you're saying she was allergic to penicillin?
All right. I'm having technical difficulties.
Hey, Scott, I love those headphones, by the way. Those are really cool headphones. It kind of reminds me of Princess Leia too, like with the.
You should get the little puffs on.
You look very sexy, Scott, with your buns on.
Right now, I'm gonna look like headphone self-conscious here. So I guess that's why you don't wear them, eh, John?
No comment. Horrible. Yo, a fucking California. This is nice. In California, there was a dude who was dying. They sent a robot in to fucking tell him that he was dying.
What?
Only he couldn't understand what it was saying. It kept like making fucking skipping out. He couldn't hear it because he's old, right? So his granddaughter had to fucking listen to it, right? Oh. So they send the robot in, and his granddaughter has to hear this because her grandfather can't hear it. And she has to turn around and tell him, "You're dying, Grandpa."
Holy shit.
Oh man, dude!
Why the fuck was a robot doing this?
It was they do everything now, automation.
Oh, this was like in a hospital?
Yeah, there's a hospital.
Oh, fuck that, man.
Automation's taking everybody's jobs, man.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If a robot comes to me and tells me I'm dying, that's the last thing that robot's saying.
Well, I mean,
No, that's the last.
could
That's
you?
the last thing that the fucking person that sent the robot is saying.
Well, I mean, at that point, when the robot comes in the room, you already know.
Right. You just destroy the fucking robot. Like,
So in my last dying breath, I will pick that robot up. I will find the person that fucking remote controlled his ass over here, and I will shove it up his ass.
Now, that's actually not a bad idea. I think that's a good. That might be a great idea.
Shove it.
You send a pet.
asses?
You send. Well, I mean, that goes without saying. the you send the robot in all like padded up.
Yeah.
So when the people freak out and they need something to beat the shit out, they can beat the fuck out of the robot. But it's like it's got like the rubber coating, so it's like hitting a punching bag.
Mm-hmm. Like there's like the kickboxing, like it doesn't have the arms, but it looks like a head and a torso, right? And it's weighted on the bottom.
Oh yeah, with the spring
Like that with just like a robot face or mouth.
Yeah. You're dying. What, you motherfucker?
Yeah,
Sounds like the old school McDonald's drive-through things.
Right. You heard me, dumbass. You're dying.
It's because of you. Your brother gave you AIDS.
Sucks to be you. I'll be here after.
What? Your brother gave you AIDS. What?
Wait, what?
Hitler melons. What?
Hitler melons?
Yeah. It was a joke. I think it was like a Family Guy. They're like, "Hey, what you got there?" He was growing stuff. He's like, "Hey, what do you grow here?" Hitler melon. He goes, "No, what? Wait, what?"
I think we've steered a long way from Canada.
I'll tell you what all four of us should get into in the future. We should all get right now get into robot maintenance. Because if that's where this country's headed, we should be able to be the ones that can fix the robots until they figure out how to do it themselves, and then we're fucked again.
Especially when all the patients go crazy and beat up the robot, we'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix them.
We can
We'll be employed.
I know I keep coming off with some wild shit, but since the 80s, I've operated 2 robots and maintained them and built one.
Nice.
So
you're the guy to go to.
Where would he be without Scotty?
Do what?
Where would he be without Scotty? It's amazing because we bring up some crazy idea and Scotty's like,
actually, now that you mention it,
back in 2003, I actually built one.
I know I sound like that guy, but I can't not share.
Yeah.
You ever build any bombs, Scotty?
What we don't know is in the background, Scotty's got what was the Rocky where Rocky had all the money and he's got the robot that comes.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
Yeah, I had that bitch. It was my dad's 40th birthday, and I programmed it to greet people at the door because I had a motion sensor.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I gave it these whole line of it was like Dice Clay was big.
Okay.
So I was having the robot telling all the Dice Clay jokes. Like Mary, quiet, contrary, trim that pussy. It's so damn hairy. Freaking hilarious, dude.
Fucking like a Max Headroom.
Yeah, I mean it was 1980s voice synthesis. So
I wish you still had that robot.
I do. It's in my dad's ex-girlfriend's house if she didn't toss it.
That's
oh my gosh. Pick it up one day and
wait a minute.
And we need it on the show like a mascot. We need it on the show. How cool would that be?
Now that I'm home.
What do you suppose she's doing with the robot right now?
Oh, I don't know. I had 2. The second one had a robot arm that could extend. So
you had 2, huh?
He could extend and come back. And
so I really only have 1.
What a horror.
So your dad's ex-girlfriend may still have the robot just sitting in her house?
Yes. Because I used to live there.
Huh. Are you in touch with her?
No, but I could be.
Huh.
But I could be.
I just realized she's
Hey, I need to pick up my robot.
You should. Who are you?
No, they still hang out. Actually,
Not the one that vibrates, the other one.
Like, all right, I'll go get it. I don't know why you want it. Comes up with a big fucking vibrating dildo. No, it's the other one.
Why is there a condom on its arm?
no. Actually, the statement would be, "Thank you for putting a condom on its arm."
You don't want her.
It's
raw
all about the
dogging
positive spin.
All right, no raw dogging it. Oh man, I can't believe I had a fucking robot in the 80s.
This one I understand. A passenger in Pennsylvania, a guy was arrested for choking the driver of a car in Pennsylvania because he was singing Christmas songs over and over and over again.
In March.
In March. It was in March. The guy wouldn't stop singing Christmas songs in March. So the dude had just had enough. He's like, yo, enough of the Christmas songs. He choked him out.
Shit,
He's going to get acquitted. He's going to get acquitted.
Yeah, he'll get off.
No problem.
Were they in like a carpool? Like, was the guy in the car with him?
Yeah, they were in the car together.
Okay.
One guy was driving, the other guy was the passenger. So although it's never smart to fucking choke out the
Did you just choke
the
out
driver.
the driver while was he still driving?
But it does show that this guy's got balls, because they're playing a little game of chicken. Because drivers are always like, "Yo, you can't fuck with me. I'm driving."
Yeah.
Until you meet that guy, he don't give a fuck.
Nope. You know what? That's a big grassy fucking area over there. I think I can do it. I think I can do it and grab the wheel enough to veer off into the grass.
Depending on where he was in Pennsylvania, there could be nothing but fields out there.
Yeah.
It's just them and the cow.
Excellent to drop the body.
Yeah, it's either that or you got cliffs.
Yeah, it's true. You have mountains in certain parts. Yeah,
Yes,
you
you
could
gotta
drive
be
right into a mountain.
Grassy
but
meadow is much better than cliff. Noted.
it depends on what you're going for.
True. But I mean, you don't want to martyr too far, right? It's one thing to choke out a driver while he's driving, because I mean, he was singing Christmas songs, so like we get it. But like, kill yourself too on top of it. It's not worth it.
Walt, you're gonna have to scratch that trip off your list to California. They're pulling the license for the bikini baristas.
God.
God damn it.
Yeah, you can't get coffee from a stripper anymore in California. It's just one town in California. They got more, so don't worry.
I think the ones that I liked were in Seattle anyway, but
There you go.
Yeah.
They were wearing
Yes, he has.
bikinis.
He's already a connoisseur. He knows specific stores that he likes.
I know the specific coffee places to go to. Even though I don't drink coffee.
Seattle on 43rd Street and 17th Avenue.
Even though I don't drink coffee, but
Scotty, who's your favorite Canadian?
I get there for the articles.
Who's your favorite Canadian?
Who's my favorite Canadian?
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of me wants to say Alex Trebek.
Ooh.
yeah. Poor guy.
Oh yeah, poor guy. But I mean, before that, still.
Oh, he was great. He is great.
Yeah.
Walt's already talking like he's dead. He's trying to.
Oh, poor guy.
Walt's trying to kill your favorite Canadian, Scotty.
I'm not. I'm just feeling bad about his latest statement there.
No.
Oh man, now I made Walt sad.
It doesn't take much, man. It doesn't take much.
He's not coming back from this one. He's done.
Yeah,
what's the survival?
Not looking good.
What's the survival rate? It's like 5% or something.
See, this is why Scotty didn't want to talk about Canadians.
I think it's something like 1% when you've got the stage 4. What was it? Pancreatic, because already pancreatic is pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah.
But it's already spread. So,
yeah.
I mean, all the power to him, but the
Fuck, man, I better go get my colonoscopy.
Right?
Yeah. We're at that age, bro.
Yeah.
Man, this show just went downhill quick.
See, this is why Scotty didn't want to fucking talk about Canadians.
Yeah, they're always depressing.
Yeah. Oh man.
Those fucking a-holes.
Hey.
God damn, I hate our listeners. They're all depressing fucks.
Is Leonard Nimoy? Was Leonard Nimoy Canadian?
I think he might be.
Because Shatner is.
Shatner is. Yeah, Shatner is for sure.
And James Doohan was Canadian. So Scotty is Canadian too.
See, like
Scotty, you're Canadian.
No,
all shenanigans on this one list. It's got The Rock is on this list. What the fuck?
No, not The Rock is dead.
Yeah, but they have Dwayne Johnson, The Rock here.
Where is he from?
I imagine
he was born in California. He lived in Texas for a long time, and he's Samoan descent, Samoan and black.
Well, they have his father as Canadian. See, because you got to think about Canadian logic here.
Okay,
his father was
his black Canadian father. You got to claim that.
His father was Canadian, right? And since if you move to Canada for 20 minutes, they can claim you. Since his father was Canadian, then he must be Canadian by descent. So they're going to claim him, right? That's why, that's why I said it's like Oklahoma. Oklahoma has no natural coastline, but they have the most coastline in the fucking country. Some shit like that.
They have no. I think you're talking about littoral area.
Think about that.
Oh shit!
No, I'm not going to think about that.
He's not fucking Canadian. Fuck that.
No, but like man-made lakes.
Oh, Dead Mouse. Dead Mouse is fucking Canadian.
Nemo is from Boston.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tom
thank
Green
God.
is a good one.
You can't have the whole crew of the Enterprise all Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, you're telling me Scotty was Canadian? I thought he was freaking Scottish, like actually Scottish.
Well, see, he might have been. However, we've already gone through this with Alexander Graham Bell. You could be born somewhere else, but if you move to Canada, that's it.
They lay claim.
Now you're a Canadian.
One that surprised
they just want you to pay taxes. That's all it is.
One that surprised me was Corey Haim. I never realized he was Canadian either.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It just makes sense. He looked like Canadian. Walt can pick him out.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, he did look pretty Canadian.
Yeah, it's the accent. It's the accent that I like, because it's Corey Haim is somebody I couldn't quite place, So
I saw one of these that Eugene Levy was Canadian. I don't know how true that is. Anyway.
I know Natasha Henstridge is Canadian. That I know.
Huh.
Anybody see the Species movies, or at least the first one?
Well, yeah, okay, that's the chick. Yeah, Walt loves that chick. She blew Brett Ratner and fucking Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
Yeah. She was doing the whole Me Too thing. We did that on we actually did that one of our very first shows. It was called Me Too. It was like the second show or third show that we did or some shit like that. Because all the Weinstein, that's when we started reading the Inquirer stuff, and we couldn't do it anymore because the Inquirer became serious news, and it was coming out with news stories a month before the actual news were. Right? Yeah, she tells a story about how fucking she blew Weinstein because he made her, right? And then she goes and tells a story about it, when the same thing happened to her with Brett Ratner.
That's crazy.
So, like, you're telling me she wasn't playing the game?
Yeah.
It didn't happen to, it happened to her twice with two different guys. I can understand, Weinstein taking advantage of her or Ratner taking advantage of her, one or the other. But by the second time,
fool me once.
Exactly.
Comes on you. Okay.
Who was the girl that was on a boat and she fell asleep and then she woke up to Harvey Weinstein's dick in her face?
Yeah, he was like jerking off in front of her, right?
Something like that. And then she screamed and everybody was like, "Oh, that's just Harvey." Like they played it off.
You told the story about that at the same Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. I was talking about that a couple years ago. I don't remember who the girl was. I thought it was maybe Natasha Henstridge, but I don't remember now.
No. She put it in her mouth. Leslie Nielsen's Canadian.
That I knew.
Was
Yeah.
Canadian.
Oh, I don't know that. And you know what? Getting back to Doonan, born in Canada and D-Day for the Canadian military. So he was Canadian all the way.
Who was?
James Doohan?
He was.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Like when he lost his finger, that was for like the Canadian military on D-Day.
You learn something new every day.
There you go.
See, that's why we do these shows, for educational purposes.
That's the
Sure.
main purpose.
Sure. To educate the masses, really.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Everybody else is like the usual suspects. Yeah, I'm gonna get banned on Facebook for that one.
No.
I'll probably have to clip that one out.
Oh no. Canadians and Facebook?
It's a real sensitive subject matter here.
Yes, especially after you told the story about what the quote actually means. The title. They were banned.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Scotty, you missed that. What would you do if what do you think you guys are gonna do if you caught your son with his porn stash?
Nothing. Give him privacy.
So I'm saying.
I mean,
Yeah, we were talking about to open the show that like it's something that they're kind of missing is the having to get their hands on the magazine and then having to get enough magazines where they have a stash and they hide it and they have to worry about your mom catching them. It's kind of a rite of passage that they're losing because they're just going to have their iPads and they're just going to put it up and they're going to turn it off. I do agree that they will fuck up and we will find it.
right. And it'll just be like, I'm going to ignore it. Because once a dude hits puberty, like you can't suppress that, or he starts being fucked up.
Yeah, it's true.
Raping people and shit.
It's true. That's that's another thing I believe that most problems come from suppressing things.
Right.
Mm.
So,
I'm convinced that that's where all anxiety comes from. Is when you are having to hold back from something that you are meant to be doing. Like you're built and designed to do this thing, and you're forced to do something else that is the opposite of what this thing is, and you're like rattling inside.
Mm.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, what are you doing over there?
Nothing. Go on.
You,
I was doing some research.
that doesn't sound right. It looked like he was trying to figure out how not to fall off the couch again.
Yeah, I was gonna say stabilizing his couch.
I'm trying to figure out who. All right, I know who it is. I'm trying to figure out who that girl was that I was telling the story about. It's Angie Everhart. Angie Everhart.
Angie Everhart. Yes,
that's who it was.
I'm surprised you ever forgot.
Well, it was a couple of years ago that I told that story, but yeah, that's who it was. But there you go.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so moving on. I'm done for the night, folks.
I'm spent. I shot my load.
I am now at the stage where the substances have taken over. I'm stuck.
No, and he's frozen.
Yeah.
I must think that is being said.
Yo, would your computer take those sedatives too? You were like,
see what I mean?
My meds have taken a place. Bubba.
Starsky and Hutch.
No,
face.
that was just my blow. That was just my blower script.
Oh, okay. See, now you're gonna get us fucking banned on Facebook with that fucking face. With your O face.
True.
My O face. Oh my god.
Oh, face. That's going to be the thumbnail.
Canadians. Oh no.
I wonder if I can make.
Don't do that,
I
Thaddeus. He's gonna make it your face now.
I'm definitely gonna clip that. That's gonna be the face of the show. That's gonna be the new logo.
There you go.
We haven't had a T-shirt in a while. That should be it.
So all right, so let's combine two of them. We'll have somebody like in the process of doing the O face, and at that moment we'll get Walter's.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Easiest theme song to write.
There you go.
And then when I get those when I get those pink tights, I could put that picture on the fucking crotch.
Oh, I don't know.
You're like Ravishing Rick Rude. Remember Ravishing Rick Rude used to put his own face on his own tights?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we talked about doing that one day. With me putting on the fucking tights with my face on my tights.
Yeah, on the crotch.
But now it's gonna be yours. That's horrible. The things that go on in the show, it's not even right.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
If it's not right, then I don't want to be the right.
Wait. Huh?
Exactly.
That hurt.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Sometimes
smart.
it does. That's why you don't cut off the right hand.
I want to know what life is like in fucking Slovenia that you'll cut off your hand for $450,000. You can't even buy a house here for that.
Yeah. I mean, it probably goes along. Also, too, was it fucking 451K in like dollars or like ruples or some shit? Like,
No, whatever the fuck it was comes out to like 451 grand.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it goes a long way there.
It goes a long way there, but still, that is that set for life money? And especially
that's what I'm wondering.
Not just set for life, but set for life with only fucking one hand.
Right, exactly.
Like,
in Slovenia.
Like, if I'm cutting off my fucking hand, I'm hiring somebody as my hand then. Like, I need that kind of money. I need fuck you money, you know? Like,
yeah, you do. You absolutely do. If you're cutting off your hand, you're invalid. You need to get that fucking, you need to get money to take care of that shit.
How the fuck am I going to play video games then?
You need a wiper.
Yeah, right? Oh, that's why I said can't cut off the fucking right hand.
Yeah, if you were in India and you cut off your left hand, you could never wipe your ass.
That's true, because one's for eating and one's for wiping.
Right.
Never the twain shall meet.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Like that's a whole different. There's a whole different scenario if you're Indian, because you can't cut off your fucking ass wiping hand, and you can't cut off your eating hand.
Also, too, see, here's the thing. Now, do I want to call them brilliant because they figured out one hand for wiping, one hand for eating, right? Like, you can never fuck up then, right? Or do I say, hey, you fucking animals, just fucking wipe with whatever hand and then wash?
Well, I guess it depends on what you're washing it in.
You have to figure water is probably better than fucking nothing.
See, this is something that actually makes sense to me, though. Besides the fact that I've heard recently that it's something about it makes the perfect fucking scoop.
The hand thing, yeah. I don't get
that. But there's probably a sanitary reason for that from whatever culture, from whatever time that it comes from.
Oh yeah, so you didn't have fucking toilet paper shit. Sure,
that's because there wasn't fucking water to wash like that, and there wasn't toilet paper, so you had to fucking take care of it the best way possible.
It's also
now. I mean, we have things like toilet paper now.
Exactly. I mean, it's also not fucking 14 BC now. You know,
get one of those. What is it? A bidet? What the fuck is it? Is it squirts the water?
Oh yeah, it fucking shoots water up your ass.
Get one of those.
This is like right up there when like Plato met Socrates for the first time, and they were just shooting the shit.
Like, hey, what the fuck do you think about this?
It's intelligent conversation here.
It's like right up there, man.
Well, it's all right because people only listen for about 14 seconds anyway. So
it's gonna be those 14 seconds.
So we got to make sure we blow our load quickly.
Scotty, you okay? You look like you're in pain.
No, I'm just trying to find out how far a dollar goes in Slovenia.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna see if this chick made it out with it.
I mean, yeah, but the other thing though is that you got to figure any place that 451 grand will set you up for the rest of your life with a wiper. You could probably lose that money real quick. It's probably not a good situation there.
You gotta invest.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good comparison, but the Slovenian Consumer Price Index is averaging about 100, and for the United States, it's about 250. So I think that means you get 2.5 times in Slovenia with $1. So it's 450K. You're looking at about 1.5 million in value.
And see, that's not even close to worth it for me.
Yeah, no, you would have to have a lot more. Although, like, you know what I'll tell you? This is weird too because I'm like a speed guy, right? I'm a pretty fast guy, right? Or at least I used to be before I got old and fat. But lately I've had my foot has been fucking killing me for like fucking 3 months. Right? Well, that's what I'm saying. They have like I saw this like they have like prosthetics legs for like Olympic runners and shit where it's like a ski that you're bouncing right? Like you could give up your foot. Like you could chop your foot off and get enough money where you can get that cool prosthetic that you can still run on it. It doesn't even matter, right? And still be functional with your hands.
Yep.
But it's a lot harder to like fucking, you know what I mean? I think I would cut off the foot for, I mean, I'd be more willing to cut off the foot than the hand, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, your hand's definitely more useful.
Yeah. Because your foot, if you're able to balance yourself, you're fine.
Right. You can't do it through the tulips, but you know.
But like you would have to be the type that tip through the tulips anyway. And like I don't do that shit.
Right.
That ain't me. Yo, that ain't me, bro.
Yeah, like the briefcase has got it. Like I said, it's got to start in the millions, like at least tens of millions before we even have like real conversations.
Although people don't understand again much about money globally. If you know, and this is where in certain places, 450 grand will set you up for the rest of your life. The average global household income is $2,900 a year. 2,900. That's the average global household income. Both people working.
Yeah, it was who was it? I can't remember now. It was a movie that was like on location shoot, and they had like, you know, regular US actors or whatever. Even the extras were getting like, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the locals who played a major part in the movie could only get a few $1,000s, or it would like it would have been disrupted the entire region. They would have gone off and become warlords or some shit if they paid them. You know what I mean? Like it was like that much of a difference.
I made $75 today. I own you now.
Right, like this village is now mine.
That's a great story, though, dude.
Oh yeah,
that is great. We're gonna have to save this for this clip.
Shit, yeah, like
because you really would, because there are certain places that right. If you just start throwing regular money around, like you give somebody a $20 tip, and it's like fucking, that's like 6 months worth of.
Hits a big ass lottery and thinks he's shit hot and goes to one of these super impoverished places and think he's doing good by like handing out freaking hundreds and shit, and like he just leaves, and then like 50 years of civil war.
Which only means that if you win the lottery and you're going to start throwing your money around, then you have to be the warlord. Because then you can keep all that from happening. You could take over people and you could control the area. You could give the people a better life than they've ever known, and still have like live in the lab and like be the king.
You might be able to factor that in there in like book 2. He's got to come back.
Yeah, I mean, you could be, you know, you could change. You could be like
yeah, you're the only one
beneficial to society.
Now, while I agree with you, in some parts of the world, $451,000 could set you up for life. But if you're cutting off your hand, do you want to be set up for life in one of those shithole places that 451K can do that?
It depends on how. Well, a foot maybe.
You know, because the thing is when you're in those places, labor, like people, are cheap. You could surround yourself with so many people; it would be like these walls of people.
You just own people, man.
They would just like 100 people would just live in your house, and like 10 of them would have submachine guns.
Yeah, it's true. How do you think Steve Jobs did?
What?
How do you think Steve Jobs did it? Slave labor, China.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! Right, people are. What's the old saying? Life is cheap.
Yeah.
You know, Braveheart. It's like you know, like send in the Irish. Arrows cost money. The dead cost nothing.
Just leave them on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Well,
I hate to do too much of a sidetrack. There's this crazy game I play about being in the Crusader times, and like you're trying to have this family dynasty, and like you can hire mercenaries, and your hope is that you can have almost all of them killed by the end of the month, because then you don't have to fucking pay them.
yeah, I mean that's good classic strategy.
And the thing is, it's historical, so it's like based on like that's the shit that happened.
Sure.
You get paid if you survive to the end of the month.
Yeah.
I bet there's still. Well, I know that there's still places on the planet like that. You get paid if you survive the end of the month,
Right.
and they're usually in the places where you're making close to the 2,900. But you want to hear you know something what's sick. This is what's sick, right? The average global household salary is 2,900 a year. That's the average, which means for every millionaire, how many people are making like
there's some
yeah
making a nickel.
exactly for the year. Exactly. Now there are if you are making $3 million, if you have $3 million in total assets, you're in the top 5%. Right? If you have $3 million in total assets. That is, how many people is that? 15 million people in this country? 16 million people in this country? So if there are 16 million people who have $3 million in total assets, right? How many people in the planet like have less than nothing? If the average is 2,900, because they need to balance that out.
Math.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying to give me the answer. I'm just saying, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's a rhetorically large number.
it's
like,
but not measurable.
What is the shit? If you're making 118 grand, you're in the top 10%. If you're making but it's 700. If you're making 800 grand a year, you're in the top 1%.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like yeah.
Yeah, if you're making 800 grand a year, then you're the top 1% of salary earners, right? So there are 157 million salary earners in the country. So if you're 157 million salary earners, and you're in the top 1% by making that, what is that?
$1 million.
Yeah, it's a million and a half people,
right,
that are making $700,000 or $800,000 a year. That's just in this country.
Yeah.
And you have to balance out all the people making less than 2,900 to bring it up to 2,900.
Yeah. The funny thing is too that it fluctuates because it's not always the same people. So depending on what they do in a particular year,
that
moves them up.
This is that 800,000 is income earners. That's people that's every year. That's your salary. That's what you're making in salary. That's people that actually work for the living. They're living, and that's the money they get in salary. What you're talking about, what goes up and down, is in total wealth. That's where if you have 10 million total assets, you're in the top 1%.
Right.
But think about that. If you have 10 million in total assets, you're in the top 1%. We just saw this weekend NFL players all left and right sign $50 million contracts, where they're five times more than it would total assets what it would have to put you in the top 1%. So like most most professional athletes are in the top 1% of all society's wealth.
Yeah, the top 1% of 1%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not 100% true, because usually those contracts are over a certain amount of time, and like often they
but that's what I'm saying. It's
blowing it.
But maybe that might be so, but 10 million in total assets. That means everything you own that has nothing to do with having a job. That means like everything in your life is worth 10 million. And then you're in the top 1% of wealth on the planet. Which is why people don't understand that there's only so many billionaires. There's not a whole lot of people that have billions.
Right.
Yeah.
There's not even a whole lot of, companies that really can claim that, to be honest.
Yeah.
the majority of jobs come from small business owners in this country, not from large corporations.
Right.
There aren't a lot of them.
Right. What is it? It's like 90% or something, right?
At the point people are yawning, it's probably time to go, folks.
Sorry about that.
We started talking about fucking the joy of Canadians.
Right.
Scott found out about Canadians, and you told a sad story, and now we're talking about housing. What do we do here?
We made a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Right.
There was originally a point of talking about the money.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember.
Like Slovenia. It all goes back to Slovenia.
Yes,
It does all go back to Pennsylvania. It's true.
In different places.
and I'm sorry. Even in Slovenia, 451k doesn't sound like fuck you money.
No, not really.
Yeah, but there's some place out there where the average household income is like $6 a year.
Yeah, they can be a
And that
warlord
place-
of mud. Who wants to be a
Yo.
warlord of mud after you lose a hand?
I guess it depends on what the women look like.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're like handless men.
Well, you could be footless.
Oh.
Besides, if you were handless, like if you were handless in a place like that, right? You would either put like a hammer on there or a shovel.
What about one of those like detachable things? You can one day it could be a flail,
Yeah,
next it could be an axe.
a garden hoe.
Right.
Sometimes you just want to do gardening. You don't want to go out and massacre people.
Yeah. Or
It would be convenient.
it could be a dildo. Yeah, I lost my hand, but I got this.
It
I
could be
don't know
like
what he's doing with that.
it could be like the fist from fucking Borat when he's chasing him around with the fucking dildo that's shaped like a fist. Just plug that in the old jammy. Say, hey, look at that, just like a hand. Go for the plunge.
Well, now I
Horrible.
want it to be like almost like a power tool.
Mm. Like a Drilldo.
On there, yeah, like it spin around and like
Walt,
impact, like an impact wrench.
I thought we were gonna try to save it here, and I think it's just gotten worse. But I don't know what they're gonna do with their Drilldo. But it doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good.
This
We're gonna bring
can't lead
water
anywhere
to
healthy.
desert.
The Drilldo.
Okay.
Our home, our native land.
I bet you could probably. I bet it would end up being in the news that somebody was killed with a Drilldo.
Oh my god, no!
Of
Oh my
course.
gosh.
Maybe
Sexual assault with a concrete Drilldo.
Walter Concrete had a dildo?
Driven, what were you thinking?
Oh my god! The first thing that came up: Amazon Drilldo
A Drilldo.
a Drilldo 6-piece deluxe starter set in health and personal care.
Deluxe starter set. Mm.
Yeah. They actually give you the lube with that package.
Oh my god! 12-inch flesh Drilldo.
Yeah.
That's
Drilldo.
real, dude.
A Drilldo is for say no matter what it is now. You can't make up anything new under the sun. Whatever it is, they've already got one.
Can I show the picture, or are we going to get banned for it?
We'll probably get banned. We probably got banned already before. We were talking making stupid faces, drooling on the screen.
Can you guys see that? It's fucking real.
Oh my
Look at
god.
That just put penises on our show. There it is.
See, we're selling sex again.
You,
We're always back to selling sex and talking about cocks.
Yep.
you can
Cocks
cut
and
them out, right?
heads. What?
We got in like back to the old themes. How we always got in shit and we always got in dicks. And we always got in some other fucking thing about like dog fucking or I think we got all of it.
Wow. So do we get like an award for that? Like you've hit all 6 taboos or whatever?
Achievement.
Yeah, an achievement. Right, there you go.
Yeah, we get to go fuck ourselves.
Well,
It's a prestigious award.
it's an award. I won it.
Yo, in protest, some people are saying that with YouTube being as freaking pain in the ass as they are, they're calling on Pornhub to set up their own YouTube-like system.
Huh? I didn't hear that. Pornhub is going to save the world.
They could. They've got the infrastructure for it.
One Drilldo at a time.
That's right. Start selling Drilldos on the site. Support our, our video.
I say do
that's the only way to go. I
Do it.
mean, I think
give 'em
who doesn't need
competition.
a Drilldo?
Now, if we become famous, do we get to mold our own Drilldos, and you can buy an exclusive Walt Drilldo
My God.
or a John Pornstatch Drilldo?
That's right. It's the Drilldo, and then at the top there's a little mustache on it.
You wouldn't be able to see the Drilldo through the mustache though.
Oh my God. It just comes like popping out at you.
Like the fucking thing in Alien?
It'd be like
First thing
it would look like it would look like a mushroom in a bed of moss.
What is that? A shiitake? What?
Horrible.
Oh my God.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm about done. But then I was done like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, you really were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you end up finding out that, like, okay, so what happens when people buy two? We need to get the statistics on which two are they buying together. Is it John and Thaddeus? Is that the high number that goes together?
The starter pack for John.
Why? You know what I'm disturbed about? You know what I'm really disturbed about? Did you see the excitement in his face when he talked about, is it John and Thaddeus?
Who knows?
I think I might have to edit that out for cleanliness.
That was super, after all that was the dirty part.
I know I feel dirty.
Oh, big cock coming out of his mouth's okay, but I can't say stop it.
I feel violated after that, really.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a lawsuit now.
Oh, it's horrible.
Well, if nothing else, folks, hopefully you laughed along with us. Or laughed at us, maybe even.
Right. Either way, as long as you laughed.
Because laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, it's better than the alternative.
What's the alternative?
Cry. Come on.
Duh.
Oh. Huh.
Fucking perv.
I don't know where this whole show is going.
I did like the little creepy face you gave him, though. Like, do tell. What is the alternative?
This episode had so much promise.
I know.
Sorry.
It's not right.
Then the Canadian rails just fucking went off.
What is cocaine different there?
It's wider.
Huh.
Hopefully, Justin Bieber will save us all, though.
Oh my God.
He's not feeling well lately.
Prince.
He's asking for prayers. He doesn't feel well lately.
Oh no. Oh no.
So you say that. You say that, but you have Bieber fever.
I do.
And, it's well documented.
I'll show you.
Oh, you know. Now now he's gonna pull down his pants and show you the Bieber tattoo on his ass.
My dick.
Oh my God.
He does. He has Bieber fever. You know what disturbs me about that? What is that weighing down the bottom? What's that?
Oh my God.
It looked like
this
it looked
like sploogey section. Don't worry about that.
It looks like it's full.
Oh my God. What happened?
I wish that was for that.
We'll fix this in post.
There's no fixing this one in post.
Like an
Here.
hour and a half of footage, but the show's 7 minutes long.
I think this is one of our finest shows. The classy people of Canada like us now, right?
Media.
Well, we just ensure they'll never watch the show again.
No, Canadians have a great sense of humor. They know we're just messing around. I love
And
Canada.
if anything else, they'll just apologize if we confront them. So, Sorry.
They're gonna stop us at the border if we ever go.
Sorry.
Well,
sorry.
all right.
I think you're thinking of the English.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No. Canadians apologize too. They're very apologetic people.
They do say sorry. They do say it that way because if they say sorry like we do, they're thinking of the the sword, the sorry, whatever that
Isn't it
so
sorry like the clothing?
So whatever it is, it's the thing. It's the
because the wakazashi.
A rapier.
What the sword? I have my stock right here.
Why, I have my fencing foil right here.
Let's have a duel like gentlemen.
Smack him. Take off your glove and smack him with it. Like, why was that ever a thing?
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was just like Bugs Bunny.
Oh, maybe it's.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. If you really want to piss somebody off, right? You take off a glove. Like, go up to another dude. You take off a glove and smack another dude in the face with a glove. That would fucking, and that's like, you're a bitch. I just told everybody. I just told everyone in front of you. You're a bitch.
Right. You slowly walk over to him and you're just pulling each finger individually as you're walking.
You're letting him see that you're going to do it. Like, you're showing everybody that whap, you're a bitch.
You look at him with that side glance, like, really, dude? Really?
And the thing is that, like, if it happened to you, right, you're the one who got slapped by a daisy.
Oh shit! Is that the guy that got glove slapped?
Him and his frilly white fucking gloves, and he smacked you across the face with it. That means you're the Philly right fucking. You're a frilly white fucker.
I challenge you to a duel. 10 paces. Turn and fire.
Horrible. Anyway, on that note, I'm cutting out now.
Are your pop
folks
yet?
Have a good night. No, but they're getting ready soon though. Ooh. Definitely getting ready soon. I'm hungry for that. I need to eat. Have a good night. Check us out on SoundCloud and on YouTube, Mad TMC The Garage. Check out our books on Amazon, Meadows Presents. I think we got some things in store for you. And have a good night. Any last words, fellas?
Yep. Good night, all.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night.